Alright, so today we'll be talking about William of Orange. So, a bit of background information for William here. He was a prince in the Netherlands. The Netherlands had recently gotten its independence from foreign powers, mainly Spain and France. The new state had close ties with England, since England was the one that supported its independence from Spain and helped fight off the Spanish. Um, Something that was happening in Europe currently was that the 30 Years' War had recently concluded. So religious tolerance was growing in the Holy Roman Empire. Despite this, England's religious tolerance was still minimal. The Holy Roman Empire was fairly weak and had receded its borders. This was due to excursions by the Ottoman Empire and, as I stated before, the 30 Years' War being fairly awful for the Holy Roman Empire. And England had severe political turmoil among its monarchy, particularly the conflict between its parliament and the crown. So now we get on to the main issue here, religious problems. This issue was between Catholicism and the Anglican religion, and they arose when Henry VIII declared a new state religion for England, right? And this became known as Anglican for the Anglo-Saxons that lived on England. His daughter, Mary, then tried to move the state back to Catholicism. And this cycle somewhat continued, moving from Catholic rulers back to Anglican. And it really just created a hostile situation between the two. Due to differing religions among the rulers, the English Parliament, as I stated before, had begun to distrust the Catholic rulers, the Scottish Catholic rulers, and this caused significant issues with the new King of England in 1685. That new king was King James II. He was the current King of England at the time. He was a Catholic, and this made people distrust him. He also wanted to establish more power for the Catholics in England, and this ended up being his downfall. The Parliament fought his attempts and held the country in basically gridlock until he was overthrown. This was done by not financing any of his decisions. And he had two heirs. One was Mary, and the other one's name was Anne. So now we get to what happened. You see, Mary was the daughter of James II of England, and she was a Protestant. Therefore, the Parliament wanted her to rule. Now, James wanted to marry her into French royalty and secure a position of power there. And that would have let the Catholics kind of get a foothold, considering the people of England did not want to go back to war against France. However, instead, she was married off to William III, the Prince William of Orange. And this is what made the revolution possible.